Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College, where community means more than just a word. Here, you're part of something bigger, a place built to help you connect, grow, and thrive. At TVCC, we deliver a champion quality education that puts students first. We are driven by excellence. We ignite innovation. We build the workforce and grow community leaders. We don't accept failure. We redefine what it means to succeed. Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. Welcome home.
Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cardinal Cast, a weekly program originating from our beautiful campus here at Athens, Texas. If you want information how you can become a Cardinal, check out our website at tvcc.edu. Now, let's sit back and enjoy Cardinal Cast with our president, Jason Morrison.
All right, good afternoon. It's an amazing day on the campus of Trinity Valley Community College. We just celebrated graduation where we had over 1,400 graduates.
Yes, again.
I shook a lot of hands
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
and took a lot of pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to have to make sure they get my good side from now on.
On your best side.
Yes, but no, it was a great day to celebrate 3 graduations. All of our students that received certificates or degrees, from dual credit students to health science students to our general education, applied science, workforce students. I mean, it was a long day, but it was an exciting day, and it was great to see all the families that celebrate and yell out for their graduate. Because I look at graduation not for all the pomp and circumstance, but I see it as a celebration.
Yes.
Your moment to celebrate your family member, your child, your loved one. Because we saw mothers graduated with their children coming across stage. We saw everything, and so it's just a great day to celebrate. So this week's been kind of a little bit of a quiet week at the Valley. Knock on some wood.
Yes.
Renovations to the Gibbs building has started. Renovations to Northwest Hall have started. Renovations are still going on with South Hall. The last renovations to West Hall are going to get started. Renovations to our cafeteria flooring and painting. Got renovations down in Palestine going on for the cosmetology. I mean, there's a lot of things that just kicked off on this Monday as we get ready to kind of go into the Memorial Day weekend. Of course, we want to remember the importance of Memorial Day and what that symbolizes for our great country and all the men and women sacrificed for this great nation.
Absolutely.
But today we're talking about continuing ed, that kind of other kind of prong to the college, if you want to think about it. You got academic programs, you got career and technical programs, and then now we have corporate training, which Chris Hicks Rich helped, and he's starting to take off. And it's so fun to watch that take off for him, because there was days I felt really like he just needs a win.
Well, it was a slow launch, but it launched.
It launched, and we've been working with several industries, and he's doing an amazing job that you were helpful in kind of getting that set up. And there's this other part of the Valley, the continuing education, some of the fun stuff, but also some of the educational stuff that you can do in a short amount of time. But before we get to that, we need to remind our listening audience out there the mission of Trinity Valley Community College. Who's up?
Transforming lives through affordable and accessible education.
You might be the second person to ever on the spot say that.
Do I get something? Do I get a prize?
Sure.
Okay.
A plant.
A plant.
We'll give you this plant.
Okay.
Some swag.
Yeah, okay. All right, Chris Hicks, you are the matriarch of continuing education. You like that?
Well, I've been called worse. That's a good one.
You and me both. You
I'll take that.
The matriarch of continuing education.
Thank you.
Introduce your guest and
Absolutely.
kind of give us because people are like, what is continuing ed? They don't know. So tell everybody all across this world because we have some nervous guests today.
We do.
All across this world whose eyes are on you.
Worldwide.
What's going on in Continuing Ed?
Okay, so today, my name is Chris Hicks. I'm the Director of Adult and Continuing Education. And my guests today are very important to what we do at TVCC as a whole, but particularly in the health occupations field. They are our experts. They are our team leads. They deliver each and every time. And so I'd like for Jennifer to introduce herself, and then Brenda, and tell her a little bit about what you do and how you met us and how your new baby kind of took flight.
Absolutely. So my name is Jennifer Reynolds, and I teach at the Health Science Center out in Terrell, and I teach the dual credit out there. And so with this, kind of saw an opportunity to continue with EKG or monitoring the heart, and kind of saw an opportunity and kind of just went with it.
Yeah,
So we'll be starting that this summer.
That's right. She proposed a fast track EKG.
Oh, I
So
like
we've
it.
added to our suite of fast track programs in the health occupation this summer. It is filling up as we speak. It starts June the 2nd. So that was a great launch for a new fast track.
So this is a short-term program
Yes, sir.
Yes.
that's embedded in the Continuing Ed.
Correct.
If I go through that program, can any of this transfer over if I decide to go for more? I know you've been working with
Absolutely.
Spencer
Absolutely.
Wagley on some of that. Kind of talk about how this EKG, and Brenda, we'll get to you.
Yes.
And just, but kind of real quickly, because I think it's so important. Because right now there's a big, I don't want to say all the rage, but there's a big push right now in some short-term
Right.
credentials
Absolutely.
that can help individuals find employment,
Mhm.
but that doesn't need to be the stop.
Right.
Correct.
So-
Correct. And that is a great segue in how continuing education supports the mission of community colleges. And what that is, it's a launching pad. They're coming in, they're not ready maybe for a long-term commitment, a one-year certificate or a
Well,
two-year
they don't
degree.
they have the confidence at this
Exactly.
stage they can be successful.
Exactly. And they're adult learners. And so what this provides them is this is a 64-hour course. It is in person. It is in Terrell. It's every summer. This is our very first course. And what that does is allow them to get the skills and the training and then the certification and then go to work. Because part of what all of us do is network with our employers and our community through various ways. And so this is a great way to get started. This is
And we
a
all
great
know
way to
there's a
get
great need
started.
for healthcare professionals.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
It was from Friday. Part of my commencement address about it was welcoming the students to the
Yes.
healthcare profession.
Introducing them to that. And what's nice is, you know, if that is, and it often leads, has been our experience, is they don't stop, whatever that portal of entry is. They have a great learning experience with their instructors. They're able to build that confidence. They go into the work world. This is a utility training.
So they
It
could
could
start
go
here and end
anywhere.
up with a BSN.
Absolutely. At
Right.
TVCC, yes, sir.
All right, Brenda, didn't mean to kind of cut off into that direction, but introduce yourself and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Brenda Cumbie. I am a clinical medical assistant program, but first and most of all, I have been a nurse for 28 years. And this adult continuing education fast track program is really dear to my heart because myself, I started out very hands-on with a desire to take care of patients. So I started out as a certified nurse aide, and through that, I learned compassion, dignity, and I also learned that you have to love patients in order to take care of them. And from there, I went on to be a certified medication aide. And I did that for around 6 years. It gave me the knowledge about administering medications and patient safety. And I said, you know what? There's a lot more for me to learn. So I advanced on to a licensed vocational nurse. And in that field, I learned patient safety. I learned how to take care of patients and their families. I also learned, I advanced in my skills. And from there, I went on to be a registered nurse.
So you really took advantage of all the kind of the steps that a student can.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Do you feel like each of the having the success at each step prior? Because
yes,
we all know nursing can
Yes.
be one of the
Yes.
more difficult programs out
yes,
there.
Yes.
Do you feel like gaining the confidence? I always say building the infrastructure
Yes.
at each step help you for that moment.
Every step in healthcare matters. And I believe every step that I went through helped me to become the person I am today. I began here at TVCC, and I went out and all of the clinical fields, but I ended back right where I began.
Yep.
You can never get out.
So now I am I have a passion for helping students, and so
And you teach in the CMA program?
the CMA program.
That's the Certified Medical Assistant program?
Yes, through Health Science Center.
Okay.
And I also have a passion for adult and continuing education. I do the phlebotomy fast track,
Okay.
the CNA fast track, and I do the CMA fast track.
Okay.
So I am very interested in that because this is an opportunity for students to quickly get into the workforce just like I did.
Okay.
And so
Hey, make money while
make
you're
money and,
doing the rest because it
gives
can be expensive.
yes, and it gives them the confidence needed. So, you can take these steps by beginning with the fast track and ending up to be a registered nurse
Mhm.
as myself, get your BSN, MSN, or, anything else that you want to do. But I really think that the adult continuing education fast track programs is something for everyone to get into and have an opportunity to quickly get into the workforce.
I mean, you both have worked with kind of the dual credit high school students, and you
Mhm.
both work with adult students.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably a lot of similarities in just the innocence of
Mm-hmm.
not sure what they're getting into. Kind of talk
Right,
about that.
right.
How do you take a student that says, well, we'll start with the dual credit. Well, this sounds cool,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
but they really don't fully know. How do you
Right.
kind of get them kind of introduced to to see if that's an interest that they have? Because I mean, this is something, this is a long-term profession that you can
Right.
go different routes and
Right.
and different degrees and so forth. So how do you talk to the students in those initial stages for the dual credit? Then let's talk about the adult students, because adult students probably wide-eyed, not
Right.
sure,
Right.
and how do you calm those nerves down to get them kind of in the right direction?
I feel like I could speak to the dual credit students because
Okay.
that's who I teach all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So really just helping them understand what exactly is this that they're getting into, make sure that they're getting into it for the right reasons,
Mm-hmm.
that the care and the compassion is there. Because you don't want to send anybody into the field that doesn't necessarily need to be there. So really just kind of opening their eyes to all the different possibilities, especially with all of these different programs that we have. They can springboard into just about anything in the medical field. It doesn't have to be straight nursing. They can go on and become the physician and the orthopedist or like whoever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really fun to kind of see what avenue they kind of pick through that, but kind of really opening their eyes to that is great. But you can speak to the
I
adults.
just support them, encourage them. I help them to have confidence. I tell them, let's start here.
Mhm.
And this journey matters.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to grow, but beyond this, but let's just start, take the very first step and start here with this journey. And I just try to support and encourage them along the way, but very quickly if it's for them or not.
Well, because sometimes, I mean, and this is not mean, but sometimes adult students may look for a reason
Yes.
not to
Yes.
continue or pursue.
Yes.
And our job as an institution is not give them a reason. Let's
Right.
make everything,
Yeah.
because it is a big decision to
Yes,
go back
yes.
to school and put yourself in an
Mhm.
environment. And I think having programs like this in the continuing ed side
Yes.
versus the kind of the more, I don't want to say structure, but you know what I mean, the
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
the formalized,
Yes.
mission process, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
8-week, 16-week kind of
Yes.
semester structure.
Yeah.
This allows someone to kind of, all right, let me take a little drive
Yes.
here and
Yes.
see how
It's
this
the
is.
bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not as intimidating to kind
Yes.
of get into it,
Mhm.
breaking it down into smaller, more capable pieces so
Very
that they can
much.
get into it.
And see an immediate return.
Absolutely.
I can go through your
Yes.
program, get a job,
Mm-hmm.
in 2 months.
and then maybe take some work day shifts and do another program at
Program,
night.
yes.
And so talk about that, Chris. How do you set this up? Because I know you're very, very passionate about the continuing ed
Yes,
side.
she is.
And a matriarch is the correct word. 'Cause you've done this for a minute.
Okay.
But talk about your passion in creating these avenues for students,
Yes.
because we know the traditional avenue of students on
Mhm.
the kind of the main, I don't want to say main, but the other college side of
Yeah.
freshmen coming in, starting
right.
classes and progressing through a program.
Yeah.
But you're providing another on-ramp. Let's use
That's
that
right.
on-ramp
I like that word.
Uh,
That's exactly
to
what
success,
it is.
to a career,
Mhm.
to financial reward,
Absolutely.
to being an embodiment for your family and future generations. Say, I got a degree, you can get a
Absolutely.
degree, you can get a certificate.
Yes.
I wanna talk about
Absolutely.
that.
Well, and that's a really great, that on-ramp is a really great description.
Mhm.
And adult learners are very passionate to me, and often they're in jobs that maybe wasn't their passion when they were K through 12, or life happened and they didn't finish school. And it's a way to have that conversation with that adult learner that it's never too late. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Right.
And what I love about TVCC is identifying adult and continuing as the adult learner. We do a fabulous job. We've talked about this before with dual credit. Dual credit kind of has to pick a track. They're not, they're young.
Yeah.
You're 15, decide your future.
Yeah, decide your future at 15. But with the adult learners, and their expectations are either very, very high.
Jorge thought that was funny.
Or
over
very-
there.
You had to put that on there. Yeah, at 15. I didn't know what I was going to be until I was 30.
Yeah.
So, and that's why. And so, what comes out of that is a lot of conversation with our community, a lot of conversation with advisory meetings. I'm on all of those advisory meetings. A lot of just being present on every campus one day a week and having these conversations, because these are busy ladies. And, setting up an appointment to talk about it, it takes a bit. So being accessible.
And I'm going to speak to, sometimes we don't necessarily think about this, but, we have to think about in how we look at education today. So, we always talk about the economic impact of an
Yes.
institution.
Yes.
But think about in a kind of a microcosm, the economic impact that your program has, because you're turning people around in 4 weeks. You said
Absolutely.
64 hours for your program.
Correct.
Absolutely.
In 64 hours, you're turning around
Mhm.
and I assume they take a test and they get their
Yes.
credentials.
Mhm.
Boom,
Correct.
in the
Yeah.
workforce, can be
Yes.
Correct.
hired immediately like that.
Exactly.
I mean, think about the economic impact on a individual, personal level,
Yes.
but then our community level.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're really transforming lives to accessible,
Yeah.
affordable
Affordable and
education.
accessible.
Yes. Yes.
We walk the talk, Dr. Morrison. We
I
walk
mean-
the talk.
But I mean, you really are. You're
Yeah.
taking someone. Let's say we take a single mother that
Mhm.
unsure but
Yes.
wants to provide
Yes.
stability for their family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
In 64 hours, they could probably find
Exactly.
assistance to help navigate balanced life.
Absolutely.
You can
Yeah.
get a credential, go to the workplace,
That's right.
and boom.
That's right. And it comes out of, sometimes we have a master in our department, we have a waiting list, and we have on our webpage and on all of our promotionals, there's 3 QR codes. And the last one is, if you don't see what you need, submit that, requesting a class. And so sometimes our community tells us, if we build it, they'll come, kind of a thing.
Yes.
So it's a really a large combination of moving parts that produce that kind of
So,
opportunity.
what other? Let's talk a little bit more about the healthcare ones. What
Mm-hmm.
other healthcare professions do you offer through this short kind of on ramp? And then we'll get into some other opportunities
Mm-hmm. Okay,
as well.
all right. So let me talk about our Fast Track series. It's Fast Track Certified Nurse Aid,
Okay.
Fast Track Medication Administration, that's a 140-hour course, our Fast Track Phlebotomy,
Mhm.
and our Fast Track EKG. That's a nice little package.
So you ready to draw some blood? 'Cause
Yes.
I have really
Yes.
good veins.
That's
yes,
what I
we
do.
need we need
You
some
can see it
sticks.
right there. I have some really good veins.
I
This is
have a
good to
class
know.
going on right now.
That's
Oh,
exactly
I'm
right.
busy.
She gets started. He's busy now. And we're having more and more success back-to-back classes making.
Mhm.
And you just started our fast track phlebotomy here
Yes.
this week.
This week.
Fully,
Okay, I ran
11.
into some students and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, we're 12. We're
That's
we're
right.
12 months out of the year.
they were looking for the since our cafeteria is going through some renovation, they were looking for something, get something to drink and something. And I walked them. I'm assuming they must have been yours.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
in
in
this
scrubs.
building.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I was
Burgundy
like,
ones.
I
Yeah.
didn't know
Yeah.
students were here this week, and so I walked them over
Absolutely.
to the sub.
Yeah, yeah. So that is, and we'll build out more as that kind of need bubbles up for us.
Okay.
And so that's fast track. But what is a companion to all to these are it's sequential. So, for example, a fast track certified nurse aid is offered every fall. It is followed by in the spring our fast track medication administration because you have to have a license in good standing, be a certified nurse aid to be able to, as a prereq,
Mhm.
to be in that medication administration. And then our fast track phlebotomy. But in the medication administration, there is the Med Aid updates that's required to
Mhm.
retain that
Okay.
license, and that's a 7-hour course.
Okay.
And so that's offered sprinkled throughout the year, and Brenda can teach that for us as well.
Okay.
Other components of that is our BLS and CPR and Heart Saver,
Mhm.
not only for the nursing program, but first responders. So
Mhm.
that is a pretty good net cast for community as well as specifics. The other things that we have that is building out in support of our health science center and the nurses themselves is in working with Dr. Tiarina and Dr. Smith, they come to continuing ed. So we want to put a couple of things in play so that journey is successful, so that a nursing student, you know how difficult a nursing program is, that we have some places to where they can participate in a CE like A&P review. A&P is always a struggle for our
Mhm.
nursing students. So Erica Richardson teaches that online course for us, and that's sprinkled throughout as it's needed as a safety net so that those nurses don't stop out.
Mhm.
The other thing
So you're
that
actually
is-
setting the infrastructure for them to go ahead
Absolutely.
and continue
Absolutely.
automatically.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so, as a result of that collaboration, intentional collaboration, we have new product coming out this summer that Dr. Tiarina and Patty Vasquez came to us and it's first time this summer, and it's talking about how to thrive while enrolled in a professional nursing program. And the nurses will tell you, I wish we had that class when we were in school. And so that is a product out of a conversation, and Patty's going to teach that. It's online.
Okay.
And so that's happening this summer. We're enrolling for that right now for this summer. Another component that is building that infrastructure is also effective communication in the healthcare environment workshop. This is an 8-hour workshop that Teddy Shearhouse came to us about and said, what do you think about this? We think it's great because it's not only supporting that nurse in a program, but this is practitioners out in the field. How can I do what I'm doing better? And that was one of those conversations when I was on that campus. She said, I really wish we had a way. And so that development happened. So those are two new ones, along with our EKG,
Okay.
that continually builds not only infrastructure, but we build out.
Okay. What's kind of that? Let's say if I wanted to go to the CMA or the EKG, what's kind of the cost of this?
That's a good question. All right. So our cost.
You hear that, Jorge? I
The
finally asked a
cost-
good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. I will tell you this: our tuition beats anybody around here.
Hey, I like
And
that.
that's intentional because we cover what is cost, and we were good stewards of time and money and the resources that TVCC gives us. But for example, the certified nurse aide, that is a 116-hour course, that fast track course, and we bundle the clinical and the lecture, and that one tuition is $806.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. If you look anywhere else.
You can
To get
you
both.
can immediately get employed. What's the job market? I know you guys as instructors, you probably keep tabs on the job market. Are we able to produce people fast enough to keep up with the need right now in the job market? I mean, I know there's always going to be a need for healthcare
Always.
professionals. I mean, so how are you seeing the job opportunities for students?
They're doing pretty good. I mean, you've got where we have all of these different courses together. If they go through all of them and they are EKG certified and phlebotomy certified and CNA or CMA certified, they can pick and choose what they want to go into. So if they go in and interviewing for EKG and they're like, hey, we don't need one right now, but we need a phlebotomist. Hey, I'm certified in that too now. And it allows them to jump in and be what they need to be for the job market that's available to them, because it's always changing.
And that's intentional. We build out their portfolio. We want them to be competitive,
Right.
and we
Mhm.
don't want just a one and done. And that's part of what these ladies do really well is once that confidence is built, then they have walked the talk and they're able to encourage the next step.
Right.
But that is, we want them competing with others in the field,
Mm-hmm.
and the employers need a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Right.
In your class, this is the first time you've taught this class ever, right? In the summer?
I have, as
In
with
continuing
continuing
ed.
education.
In continuing ed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hit me up. I'll come say hi to the students.
Absolutely.
Let me.
We need we
send
need
me-
some people to practice.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays. June,
I may not be in good
July.
health. You never know.
Well, you never know. You never know. And that class is only $175.
Oh wow.
That's not much.
All right. What kind of outside of healthcare? Let's say we got some students out there looking for some life changes.
Mm-hmm.
What outside of healthcare do you offer through the continuing ed program?
We offer, of course, we have our CDL program. That's a
Mhm.
6-week course. Now, that course is compressed into like going to work for Monday through Friday to 8 to 5 to get in and get out. They are working before they're finished as long as they pass their written test and they're behind the wheel.
Okay.
And our partner, Mr. Negley, is wonderful about that. And there are some prereqs there that before Career Trucking School accepts them,
Mhm.
and then we register on that. But we also have what is called the Occupational Skills Awards
Mhm.
that Continuing Ed is able to mirror what credit is offering.
Mhm.
And so the benefit of that in that mirrored option is the student versus the credit student. They don't have to apply to the college. They don't have to be accepted. They just register for that bundle of courses.
Mhm.
And so I'll give you an example of it, and it's related to the healthcare because again, Lonnie, what is Lonnie's last name? We bundled this mirroring the behavioral science delivery OSA.
Mhm.
That seems to be a trend right now about the wellness
Mhm.
of others.
Okay.
And that is an OSA by credit. And it's also mirrored. There's 4 courses in that,
Mhm.
standalone courses that they can take sequentially.
Okay.
And so that helps in multiple disciplines, that particular OSA.
Okay.
But we also have OSAs in BCIS, computers.
Okay.
We have OSAs mirrored in anything that TVCC offers. And that has been a game changer for adults that are looking to compete with those skills
Mhm.
in the market. So every discipline at TVCC is able to be mirrored for us. And so when we get those calls, I'm looking to retool. I've lost my job. I'm 50. That is an opportunity for us to provide that opportunity in whatever discipline they would choose
So
to do.
how do we've talked about all this opportunity. How do I get my foot in the door? Where did I go? Who do I contact? How do I get more information?
Do
And
we have our-
speaking of that,
Yes.
tomorrow's a big day on the campus.
Yes, it
Oh.
is.
We are launching a brand new website.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Our marketing and communication department has been working
And there's ours.
for a very, very long time on this because we all
Yes.
know our website needed help. You talking something might not have a life, it might have been on life support was that
Yes,
website.
yes.
It needed some help. But
Yes.
the marketing team and communications team has been working tirelessly in over
Absolutely.
probably almost a year now because it takes time. People don't realize
Yes.
how much is involved in launching a new website,
Yes.
especially with institutional size.
I know it.
But tomorrow, the new website launches.
Yes.
Oh.
And that is exciting because it was
Very.
much needed for Trinity Valley Community College. And
Very much.
it's going to be a great, great tool for getting information in the hands of
That's right.
students.
Yes.
And you have a brand new website on that.
Yes. That's it.
Look at that.
Continuing education.
What
we
it
do.
tells our communities and the world, for that matter, what we do. It answers that question. It has our contact information, our email, our direct line, 675-6212. All you got to do is write that number down, and we can get you where you need to be. That whatever that next step is, and if they don't know, we can help them navigate some
do you
possibilities.
have some kind of career information to help them kind of
Yes.
look and pick and
Yes.
choose?
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot of the educational stuff. I hear you do some fun stuff.
We do fund this.
What kind of fun stuff do we do in the continuing ed?
Well, we do, and this is a great way to kind of share with the audience our partnership with our nonprofits that bring a lot of our fun stuff.
Okay.
And the beauty of that is zero tuition.
Okay.
And so we partner with Texas A&M Extension Agent in Henderson and Anderson County. They bring all the fun stuff once a month, the first Tuesday. They bring anywhere from how to, it's not so much fun to eat healthy, but to making fun, like in a cup. What did she, I can't remember what she called it, but dessert in a cup type of thing, fast on the go. And then we also partnered with our Prairie View A&M Extension Agent on some fun things related to side hustles, like small business. I've been thinking that is a passion. So we've got
And you've
those
had radio
cornered.
classes?
We've got radio classes coming in September. That grows.
I always
every
drop by
year.
that class because that's the people I want to be friends with. Because
Yes,
if
it is.
anything goes south,
Right.
they'll be here to communicate.
That's exactly
So
right.
I'm going to be friends with them.
Every fall, Mr. D's.
He's gonna send me an
It's
invite.
gonna be, that's a fun class, and he'll take you wherever you want to. If you just want to learn, fun, a hobby, or if you want to be FCC licensed.
And I actually have a book, CB Lingo. I don't know where I came across it, but I just thought it was kind of interesting because we
Yes.
talk about text lingo, and I teach
Exactly.
sociology sometime. I thought
Okay.
that's cool, kind of compare CB
Yes.
lingo to text lingo.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, what other kind of fun kind of community offerings do you have?
I will share with you that a lot of times I want to showcase the mirror opportunity again, because a lot of the fun things that we can't do from one or two, we can do in the mirror. For example, painting,
Mhm.
anything related to the fine arts. Cardinal Singers are going. 2 of our continuing ed students are
We
going
leave
to
tomorrow.
Carnegie Hall. They're going with you.
Can you believe they have me responsible for people?
I know.
Me neither. That's why my wife's going. Because she's gonna be the responsible.
You have a keeper then.
Yeah,
You
she's
go.
gonna be the responsible one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we come back with all 30 of them.
Yeah, you will. But
What if we come? If we at least come back with 28 of the 30, that's
well,
all right,
it
right?
depends on who the 2 are missing.
Okay, yeah.
It could be the 2 missing. So Cardinal, talk about fun. These were seniors that were looking, great singers, were looking for fun, something to stay engaged, and our senior gold card program allowed them to take that Cardinal Singers
Yeah, that go
program
kart's
at half
we
price
give that away.
tuition. Yeah,
we give that thing away.
Half of it.
Thing has a lot more value than what we charge for
Yes,
it.
it
I'm just
exactly
saying.
does. But talk about fun. What a fun thing to get on the bus to go to Carnegie Hall.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. We fly out tomorrow at 11:55. We get
Oh.
into New Jersey, then we bus over to the hotel. Then we're gonna take them out for a meal.
right.
Then they got to immediately start practicing.
Yes.
Then we got a few tours because for some kids this is the first time they've ever had an experience like this.
Right.
I know.
Got a few tours set up for them, and then they practice again. And
Yeah.
I know I have a date with the largest Sephora in the United States.
Wow.
So excited to go there again.
Yeah.
I told her once again, you better buy something. If I'm going to spend all
If
this
I'm gonna
time
go-
in there, you better buy something, young lady. And speaking of, my daughter is taking the healthcare track when she starts high school
Right.
next year. Is doing the healthcare
Wonderful.
track.
Right.
Wonderful.
I think it's at Athens ISD's the CMA track.
That's
Wonderful.
nice.
She's
Absolutely.
talking about nursing or
Oh,
some
good.
things centered around
Yes.
nursing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's my
Uh,
background.
See if
Mhm.
she
Love it.
studies harder than
She
she
stays
really,
on that stage.
she needs to study. But no, that's something that she's interested in.
Okay.
She starts that in the
good.
fall, so that's kind of
Yeah.
exciting. But there's a lot of things that people don't realize that are offered by Trinity Valley.
Yes.
Just to get you, if you let's say you are a senior and you just want to be engaged
Exactly.
in something fun and meet other
Yeah.
people, you have those kind of
That's
activities.
right.
You have curriculum activities for those that want to have a transition,
That's
or
right.
lost their job and transition, or just want to
Mhm.
seek something different.
Right.
I mean, it's all available at the Valley.
Yes.
All of
Yes.
it. That's right.
And it's also not just here in Athens, but it's in Palestine,
That's
it's in
right.
Kaufman, it's in Terrell.
That's
I
right.
mean, it's
we're
everywhere.
we're on 5 physical campuses, and there's a little niche,
Mm-hmm.
it depends on, but continuing ed is on all campuses and representing those communities. It's a lot of great fun to help people.
Do you have any dancing thing? Because my wife
Well-
is a contestant with Dancing with the Stars Athens, and she needs to work at it because I am the
Yes.
reigning mirror ball champion,
Yes.
and she has to win.
Yes, she does, and she has to beat your raising, right? However
Yeah,
many
she has to
dollars
do
you
that.
raised.
So,
Yeah.
so if you don't want me to talk trash to her, because I will, you need to go. You need to go to the Snappa, whatever it is, website. I don't know. It's out there, and help her as Stephanie's vying for the mirror ball.
Yes.
Because I will talk so much trash if I'm the one that wins and she did not.
And she did not.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to tell you what's bubbling up. We're hearing, the community saying if you both teach a continuing ed class, they will come.
Stephanie, I teach a class in what?
And whatever you learn dancing.
Oh, well,
It could be a 1 hour. It could be an 8-hour workshop. It
I've
could be a 2-hour
retired.
workshop.
My dancing
But
shoes are retired.
they will. If I will build a class for Mr. Dr. and Mrs. Morrison.
You talk to my agent.
You know where that'll go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I am teaching a class this fall.
Yes, you are.
I am teaching sociology this fall on
okay,
Wednesday
cool.
night, so feel free to enroll, have a good time.
Good.
But no, like I said, there's something available for everybody.
That's very true.
And I think Trinity Valley does an amazing job
Mm-hmm.
in providing you. We'll use that word on ramp,
Yes.
Alright.
on ramp to a career, on ramp to an education, on ramp
Yes.
just to some enjoyment in your life,
Absolutely.
and opportunity to meet others that have similar interests. I mean, it's all available, and you need to check out tomorrow. Do we know what time it's launching, Jorge? Noon?
Noon.
Let me check.
All right, we're gonna check.
He's
real
gonna
quick.
get on that.
We're gonna tomorrow. The new website
Yes.
launches,
Yes.
so you need to check out the continuing ed
Please do.
Please.
part of that webpage on that, and just check out the website. It's gonna be. I think people are gonna like it. It's very kind of concise. Information
Yes.
is in the hands, gets to you
Yes.
quickly. We're always talking about getting within 3 clicks and
Absolutely.
things of that nature.
And that is what's so great about this website because it's 1, 2, 3. It's like Amazon shopping, and we're still registering
10 a.m.
at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. I'm sorry.
We're going live at 10 a.m. So we're registering for Brenda's CNA Fast
Yes,
Track
yes.
now.
Okay.
There's
Yes.
prereqs. You can find that on our new webpage. And then we're still registering for Jennifer's Fast Track EKG. That
Okay.
starts June the 2nd. But that webpage, back to your point about 1, 2, 3, that schedule of classes is right there on our front page. It's like Amazon shopping. You find what you want, you click, you register, done.
I like it. And of course, we have one of your newest members of Adult Ed hanging out in
Yes.
Adult and Continuing Ed, hanging out in the corner. And
He is in the darkness of. Yes. Yes.
she's not new to the college.
No.
She just she dumped Melinda Berry and moved over to Adult and Continue.
She's a perfect fit. She is. And
I'm probably going to hear about that one, just so you know. But no, Karen's done a remarkable job with Cardinal HQ. Now
She
she's
absolutely
transitioned
did.
over to Adult
Yes.
and Continued,
Yes.
bringing her wealth of expertise. You talk about somebody that
Absolutely.
could probably teach something.
Yeah.
Well, we've already been in conversation,
I mean,
and she
she's
knows
pretty
people.
sharp.
That's
Mhm.
right.
So
And so you can. This time next year, we'll have. Listen, the sky's the
There's no
limit.
telling.
I think, and what it is, it's great because that's our job is to help students find their way,
That's
Yes.
right.
no matter their age,
That's
Yes.
right.
no matter what that program necessarily looks like.
That's right.
Everything's a starting point
Absolutely.
to something,
Absolutely.
and I think you do an amazing job. We could probably have multiple shows talking about continuing ed because you have
Yes.
so many different things within it that's kind of
Correct.
packaged.
True.
But you were able to give us a good overview for today's
Yes,
show.
yes.
And next week, we're actually it's kind of weird that we're piggybacking next week. Next week, Rich is coming in
Oh,
to talk about the
Work.
corporate training,
okay.
Very good.
which is more of the aligning a partnership with a particular industry.
Absolutely.
And we help design curriculum for that industry to train
Absolutely.
their workers or help them recruit workers to industry A, industry B, and so
Absolutely.
forth. So Rich will be
Wow.
here next week, kind of talk about another layer at Trinity Valley Community College that's kind of outside of the traditional academic setting.
True.
So, so if you want to learn more about that, tune in next week, same time, same place. But we are on July 1st transitioning to Wednesday.
Oh, are we?
Okay.
Yep. So
Language arts.
Huh?
That would be the first
It was
show
language
on
arts.
Language arts.
All right, so we'll be transitioning to Wednesday on July
Wednesday.
1st.
Okay.
Anybody y'all want to say hi to? Because we've already discussed that you know half the Cumbies in Athens, Texas. Anybody
Okay.
you want to say hi to?
I just want to say hi to all the Cumbies in Athens, Texas, and Tita Mae's Cafe.
That's right.
This has
Oh,
delicious meals.
Good thing we're not FCC.
Wait a minute. I'm not finished now.
My family's on West Point. So hi, everybody. My daughters. They're hey.
Chris, anybody you want to say hi to?
I want to say hi to my everybody's.
Yeah.
All my people's out in Nebraska, Texas, Arkansas,
Oh, I didn't know you got Nebraska roots.
Chicago, Indiana.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had Nebraska, and I lived in Nebraska
Oh.
for
Did
11
you?
for 11 months.
My
11
daughter
months.
and her family,
What part?
Lincoln,
Lincoln. I was in
Yep.
Columbus.
Columbus. Very good. My son-in-law's the Attorney General, Nebraska.
Okay.
He can get me out of a ditch real quick.
I met the governor. I toured his pig farm.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
When I was at
Good people
Columbus.
in Nebraska.
Yep. Yeah. I enjoyed it except for the cold.
Except for the cold. That's right.
And my wife said we got to move back south.
Mhm.
But I also grew up in Arkansas.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
Small
We were
world we live in.
Harrison, Arkansas, Hope,
I was
Mountain
I was in
Home.
the central part of the state.
Center Point.
Uh-oh.
I grew up in the central part,
There you go.
but lived in Northeast for a little bit.
Did
too.
you?
But no, this has been a fun show. It's a small
Mm-hmm.
world we live in. But if you want an educational opportunity, and you don't feel like a standard semester is the right
Yes.
path for you right now,
Mhm.
check out our adult and continuing ed. I bet you can find a on ramp to a career
Absolutely.
in a matter of minutes, if not seconds. So
Absolutely.
we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.